Shalom. Before I begin, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach Kudash. I'd like to say double honors to my teachers, the apostles, and the others of great millstone that rule well and teach well. And also shalom and salutations to the fellow brethren and laborers that are laboring in this work as well. So this lesson that I'm going to be getting into today, I'm going to be going into how the Lord, which his name is Yahweh and his son's name is Yahweh Shai. Those are the real names in the Hebrew, the ancient Hebrew. You see, the name, the Lord's name is not, or who the world refers to as God, that's not his name. His name is Yahweh, and who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, his name is Yahweh Shai. Those are the real names in the Hebrew, man. But those two names, they've been misrepresented, through the Christian church. To the fact that, the real names were hid, You see? You see, the name God and Jesus, they were depicted as the gods of the Bible. But those are not the real names and characteristics of the powers, of the Bible, man. The real names are Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, and they have particular characteristics about them, man. The Lord and his son have particular characteristics about them, and it's not how the Christian church paints it or any other doctrine or religion. It's not how they paint it. Because even Islam, they have a way that they paint our Lord Yahweh Shai, man. And they just discredit Yahweh Shai as being just a prophet. Well, that's not right, man. You see? But matter of fact, let me start in here in the book of Revelation 11 and verse 8, because this was also foretold that this would happen. How that the Lord, the Lord's characteristics will be, mispresented or taken out, man. This is Revelation 11 and verse 8, and it says, "And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified." So these dead bodies are symbolic to a dead state of mind of the nation of Israel. And the nation of Israel today, they're known as the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. They are those dead bodies because they're in a dead state of mind, not knowing who they are, not knowing their history, and not knowing what lies ahead for them, man. Just dead spiritually. You see, and this great city is speaking about America. So these dead bodies will predominantly be in America, and other code words for America, that's why it says spiritually, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, because those are also other code words for America in the Bible, man. You see, which Christians don't know that. You see that America is written throughout the Bible, but is coded. And we know why it's referred to spiritually as Sodom, because, America is basically the hub of sodomy, and Egypt will be symbolic for slavery. But then the point I wanted to get, it says where also our Lord, Yahweh Shai, was crucified, meaning where our Lord was X'd out. Our Lord's image, how he looks, that was X'd out. That was misrepresented. That was, taken out of context. Because how do they paint the Lord now? They paint him differently from what the scriptures say, man. And matter of fact, let me get this. That also proves that the Christian church, they don't have any light or truth, man. Because they're not speaking or presenting the words of Yahweh Shai how they are. Because if they did, then they would read Revelations, the revealing of our Lord, how he really looks like and how he's supposed to be depicted. Having burnished brown skin, white woolly hair, You see? Eyes, that are red. You see, but they paint him as what? As a so-called white man with long stringy hair, pale skin, and a soft-spoken, a passive voice, man. Not according to the scriptures at all. This is Isaiah 8, verse 20. It says, to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. You see, so the Christian church or any other doctrine that tries to present our Lord, how they want to present him, they're not doing it according to the words of the scriptures. They're giving their own interpretation. So leaving that conclusion being that there's no light in them, man. They're just confused. They're dead. But they deceive the world through that darkness. You see? So our Lord was crossed out. His characteristics was what? Was crossed out. It was crucified. But now the Lord allowed, the truth to come out. Matter of fact, let me get this. This is 2nd Ezra 6. And start out verse 27. It says, for evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. You see, deceit. That's also a part of deception, the deception of the so-called white man. In Revelation 20, it tells you how he would come again and deceive the nations, man. But this deception is going to be quenched. It's going to be destroyed. It says, verse 28, is being destroyed, as of right now, man. It's been being destroyed, man. As soon as Abba Bivens, hopped on the scene, that was the beginning of the destruction or the collapse of the so-called white man. It says, verse 28, as for faith, it shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which have been so long without fruit, shall be declared. And the truth is being declared now, so much more than ever, man. You see? And that's beginning with my teachers, the apostles, and the elders of Great Millstone. They're bringing out the truth heavy, and the men that are under them, man. You see, they're basically bringing or overcoming corruption. You see? And pulling down these strongholds that have taken hold of the people's mind, that has been taking hold of the people's mind for so long. But it's time for truth to bear its fruit, man. You see, and a part of that truth is depicting the Lord and telling the people the true characteristics and the true nature and the true plans of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. You see? And also a part of that is what? Declaring, what the Lord Yahweh and Yahweh Shai are going to do on the earth, man. And how that their names are once again going to be magnified in the earth. That's also a part of it. Matter of fact, let's go from there to the book of Ecclesiasticus 36. And I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, have mercy upon us, O Lord, power of all, and behold us, and send thy fear upon all the nations that seek not after thee. You see? It says, lift up thine hand against the strange nations and let them see thy power, man, because they've been playing with the Lord's power. You see? By you depicting the Lord as a so-called white man, as a soft, entity, that's playing with his power, man. But the Lord's going to show them how, his true power, man. And his power is going to come through his judgments, and that those judgments are going to bring fear and dread back to the names of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. You see, it says, as thou was sanctified in us before them, so be thou magnified among them before us. And let them know thee as we have known thee, that there is no power but only thou, O Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, man. You see, so the people, especially these other nations, as well as these 2/3, they're gonna know the Lord how we know him, how the Israel of the Most High, Lord willing, we be of that number, knows and understands the Lord, man. You see? Matter of fact, let's get this. 9 and 23. Jeremiah 9. And I'm going to start out verse 24. It says, but let him that glorieth glory in this, that he understandeth and knoweth me, that I am the Lord Yahweh, which exercise loving kindness, judgment, and righteousness in the earth, for in these things I delight, saith the Lord. So this is how we understand and know the Lord. This is what the Lord delights in, man. You see? And this is what the men in the sanctuary of the Lord know about him. His true characteristics is not only is he a loving and a merciful power, but he also brings forth judgment. You know, which that loving kindness and mercy, you know, that's only shown towards a particular people. That's the elect. The elect only gets to, you know, experience that side of the Lord. But anybody else that's not well pleasing in the Lord is really just gonna be, he's gonna see the judgment side, man. You know? So that's how we know the Lord. So when we go back to Ecclesiasticus 36 and verse 5, it says, and let them know thee as we have known thee, that there's no God but only thou, O Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. As soon as, you know, the Lord is going to be magnified and exalted, you know, because of his judgments that he's going to bring on the earth. Just like in the time of Egypt, you see the Lord's name and fame and fear, you know, just rang out throughout the country and beyond, man, because of the acts he did in Egypt. And that's going to happen here. You know, the finger of God 2.0, just like Pharaoh's magicians, they had to acknowledge that, oh man, it's a higher power that's doing this. You know, they acknowledge that, yo, that whoever's doing this, yo, that's the Most High. You know, matter of fact, let's grab that real quick. This is Exodus 8 and verse 19. You know, because the magicians of Egypt, they went back and forth with Moses and Aaron, but it got to a particular point where they couldn't mimic what Moses and Aaron were doing, you know? And then they had to acknowledge, it's like, yo, this is beyond us, man, you know? So this is Exodus 8 and verse 19. It says, the magician said unto Pharaoh, this is the finger of the Most High. And Pharaoh's heart was hardened, and he hearkened not unto them, as the Lord has said. You know, so they had to acknowledge, like, yo, you know, this is the finger of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, that's doing this, man. You see? And that's going to happen in this time. And with that, fame and praise is going to come to the Lord's name. This is Joshua 9 and verse 9. It says, and they said unto him, from a very far country thy servants are come, because of the name of the Lord thy power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. For we have heard the fame of him and all that he did in Egypt. You see? So the Lord's name and fame is scattered abroad because of his acts, his mighty acts, which that's going to happen in this lifetime. You know? The one that's going to get credit for what's going to come, it's going to be Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, and nobody else, because no other teaching, no other doctrine, no other God, no other philosophy, you know, no other way of thinking is even close, you know, to foretelling these type of events, man. You know, these dystopian, the famines, you know, these pestilences. No other doctrine can mate the scriptures, man. The scriptures of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, man. The words of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. That's why the Lord's going to get credit, because Nobody else is teaching this but his men. Nobody else is bringing out the truth the way it is to be so accurate, you know? Nobody else is doing that. That's why the Lord is going to get the praise and fame for, on his name again, man. Just like in the time of Egypt. So with that, I hope this lesson was edifying. I want to say, Call Halayim La Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai by Hashem Ruchakudash. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles, and the elders, the great most whom I rule well and teach well. And also shalom and salutations to the fellow brethren and laborers that are laboring in this work as well. Until next time, shalom.